What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Fresh Fire channel. Today we are going to be, let's go ahead and show clear and safe direction. Okay, we are going to be field stripping and cleaning the Smith Wesson SD40 VE. It's a pretty budget-friendly gun. This is not mine; it was loaned to me. Though it is a pretty cool gun. I actually shot it today. I put, I want to say 5 rounds through it, but it shot cool. It wasn't exactly accurate, but I don't know what distance it's sighted in for either, and I was shooting at about 15. I stepped up to 5 and made a shot, but I also only had 5 rounds because I don't own a 40, so I don't have any 40. So what I had was just what was sent with this firearm. But since I have shot it, and it already kind of needed it apparently, I am going to do a field strip and clean of this firearm before I return it to the person it belongs to. So first things first, it's just like a Glock. You pull it back, take these little things. These are a lot harder to grab than on a Glock, but take those down if you can get them down. Let it forward, trigger, and it comes right off. And as you can see, it's not like entirely different from any other handgun you've seen that's striker fired, but here we go. Let's remove the recoil spring, which it is plastic and it feels very cheap. I'm not gonna lie, but let's take out the barrel. Nothing too crazy about the barrel. I like the little window indicator. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty dirty baby right there. Unfortunately, that means I am gonna have to go. I don't have to, but I'm gonna run a bore snake through it. I don't have one in here, unfortunately. I will go do that separately. Right now, I'm just gonna do a main wipe down and oil of this gun. Here's the two things I have with me to use today. This is what I use the most, is break-free CLP. I use it for all around on the firearm, but this thing right here too, it's not made for firearms. This is a lock cleaner and lubricant. This thing is really cool, smells like lemon, makes everything buttery smooth. I love this stuff. And I'm gonna use a little bit on here, and then I'll go back and just oil it with this. And I do recommend having the little dripper bottles. I have 2 of them. I have misplaced them, so we're gonna be squirting on there because I think this thing could use a generous oiling anyways, and we'll just wipe away any excess. So that being said, let's get started. I like to start on the slide. That's kind of my spot. I get all this gunk cleaned up. So let's get our rag. I like this one a lot. This Otis cleaning rag. And now this material isn't great for scraping away any kind of buildup. But this little braided edge is perfectly fine. I usually fold this up, take that corner, and I can scrub anything I need. This will take it off. So shout out to Otis gun cleaning rags. Anyways, go ahead. I'm gonna give a quick spray over with this Houdini lock spray. And if anybody knows where to find any more of this, let me know. Yeah, I'm not gonna do too much in there. Let me get a clean part of this rag. You can get a clean rag for every gun cleaning if you want. That's probably the better thing to do. I usually just kind of use up different sides, and I'll use the clean areas until the rag's kind of doesn't have a lot to work with. And we'll just get in here with our fingers, get everything that is just out in the open. We're not even really looking right now. We're just kind of wiping it. All right, now let's actually take a visual inspection and look down in there. There's still really not a lot. I'm gonna make a point right here, kind of wedge this up into a ball. That way it'll dig down into that corner of the crevice right here. That's what I'm trying to clean out here. And everything looks pretty good. It doesn't look like there's been a lot of rounds fired through this gun, unless it was just really well cleaned. throughout its life, which is possible. I mean, that looks pretty damn clean. I'm honestly going to leave that alone. There's a little bit of surface rust on this slide lock lever. You know what? Let's go ahead and get in there with it. I'm going to throw some CLP on that, and we'll just go ahead and work it in there with our fingernail. We'll take out that surface rust. We're going to do this thing right. I'm going to lift this up. Also get a little bit right there. Now when you spray CLP into your gun like this, you're going to want to make sure to wipe it out. If you get any extra anywhere, you'll pull your gun out of your holster one day and you'll notice there's just oil dripping out here or something, or running down your trigger. So any excess, you really want to make sure you get it up out of there. Oh yeah, I took that right off. Told you, these little stitches at the edge, they do wonders. See, look there. No more rust, baby. No more rust, baby. So that's really nice. We'll just go ahead and give this thing a whole wipe over to spread around any splatters we may have got on. And now that looks good. That looks good to go. This looks like a fairly new gun on the inside. On the outside, you can tell it's had a life. It's lived a life. Not a hard one, not a crazy one, but it has lived a whole life. This gun is a grown up. Okay. All right. Oh man, you see how well this is the Houdini lock spray that's on here, and everything just lifts right off with it. I really love this stuff. If you're a gunsmith and you have some reason why I shouldn't be using a lemon scented thing, let me know. But other than that, I really like this stuff. This stuff works wonders, and I really feel like it should be a firearm product, but it's not. It's a lock product, which is how I found it. Actually, one of the gates on the property kept, every time it rained, like little tiny gravel pebbles would splash up out of the driveway and get up in it, and it'd become all grainy, and this stuff just blasts it out and it's all done. That right there. We're gonna try to get that off. That's not me, but we're gonna try to get that off. That might be actually just one through the finish right there. I don't know. I can't get that little dot off. Other than that, everything looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm not tearing this thing down or anything. Just kind of giving it a clean over. Let's go ahead and clean the back of that chamber. I'm just going to spray that down on the rag so that I'm not spraying oil down into the firing pin chamber, because I heard that can gunk it up. And we don't want that. We don't want that, do we, guys? No. Okay, so I'm telling you. Get that edge in there. I'm going to need to take that braided edge in there. Let's go. A little dirty right here around this guy. Let's depress this, try to get around it. Run this down there. And now that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to come back to this, but I am gonna wipe off the outside. So I will have to come back to this and run. Maybe we'll snake through it. Right now, we're just gonna blast it. Blast the outside. I'm telling you, I really like this stuff. I need to stop being so generous with it, because I only have this little bottle, and it won't last me forever. That looks good for exterior. Let's try to dry it. I'm gonna try to dry it up around parts where it doesn't really need. I'll leave a little slippery there and up here and here. I mean, that looks pretty good to go. And now the only thing left is this, which these can be a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do. Cut in that braid, right? So you want to take this, set your spring. You really want to get it to sit down through that spring, and then just hold it against there and screw that puppy down that side. I don't even see what I'm doing here. In the springs. Now this one, I want to oil it, but I'm going to use this stuff just because it sprays more of a mist like and do it from distance, because I don't like covering these things. There we go. Roll around the outside, take any excess off, because I don't need it on the outside or at the back where it might slip off, you know. Anyways, let's get this thing back together because it is ready to rock and roll. And tight fit, very tight like a tiger. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I gotta freaking do this without. Give it a squirt. It's plenty of a squirt. It's way too much of a squirt. Another squirt. We'll let that run on down that channel. Just letting it run down in this channel right here. The channel is actually pretty dirty. I have to fold up the tip and get in there. And just take the rag and get my thumbnail in that groove. And we'll run it down the length of this with your thumbnail. Get that channel cleaned out. And then do it on this side. And then there we go. Let's put a little dabble. A little bitty dabble on the hook here. Dabble on the hook there. Let's wipe away any excess. And then it's good and oiled. Let's get it all back together. Safe direction. Kill the trigger. Get the magazine. We'll give it one last little wipe down to make her pretty. And there you have it, boys. That is how you field strip and clean a Smith Wesson SD40 VE.